I'm not complaining, I'm explaining. That's a saying that my aunt used to use a lot. And I think it's a skill that people have lost these days because we live in a world of consumerism where the customer is always right and you have to bend over backwards to please them. And what happens is when we can't hold two truths at the same time, like I have curveballs that life can send my way that can make it impossible to deliver a certain service that I promised. And if I have kids that got sick or whatever it is, right? Um, and that doesn't mean that it cannot feel unfair when the customer is unhappy or um, is basically displeased with the service, because they can still be displeased. There can be two truths at the same time. They can be displeased, and I can also feel very disadvantaged and feel that it's unfair on my end to have to juggle with so many things at the same time. What do I mean by that? Even in relationships, so often we have this binary thinking, this black and white way of looking at things, that there's one person who's right and one person who's wrong. So we always have to like come to a conclusion, like who is right here. And that means that if I'm in the wrong, then I have no right to complain. So even complaining has a few different ways of doing it. There's a way of expressing hurt, expressing something that is unfair to me. That doesn't mean that it makes somebody else be wrong. It's just two truths holding at the same time, that I am being in an unfair disadvantage, and at the same time the other person can also feel the same way about the service they didn't get. So as I said, in relationships, oftentimes if somebody comes to you hurt about something and you feel you had the right to express whatever you expressed or make that boundary or whatever it is, holding two truths is a special skill, to know that they also have a right to feel the way they feel. You don't have to dismiss how they feel in order to be right and in order to have the right to make your boundary or whatever it is that you're dealing with. So I hope this helps someone, to remind you that two things can be true at the same time. And you don't have to censor yourself and think that you are considered a complainer for expressing something that feels unfair to you.